Alright boys, in today's video we are going to go over some of the best mono comps in GS. And when I say mono, I'm talking about a team with 4 units of the same element. So maybe you have some of these units and you want to make a really good comp, or maybe you just want to see what it takes to make one of the best team comps. So like what combinations of units and what sort of units go into one of the best team comps. So we're going to start with fire. So the first team we're going to go over is going to be Kirasame, right here, tank, Sunraku, Summer Iris, and then any DPS. This can be Summer Miu, Delta, Shishio, Stark, Summer Riviera, literally any of them. Any DPS is going to be really good here. Probably Shishio would be the best, just because he also archgens and he's just giving a ton of damage up. But right here, if the boss doesn't have Shield Killer, this would be an amazing team comp because you have Kirasame who just tanks everything, and then Sunraku is going to give him 15% DR, and Summer Iris is going to give him 30% DR just passively. And then we got him tanking everything. We got Sunraku with the crit debuff and arch gen. We got Summer Iris with a massive arts damage buff and a ton of arch gen. And then we have our DPS doing all of the damage. So this team comp is amazing. And then the next team comp is going to be right here would be Valentine's Priscilla, and then Summer Iris, Sunraku, and then once again any DPS, same as before. But this team is if maybe the boss has Shield Killer, so Kirasame would just die. You might be thinking, well, there's no tank, there's no DR, but Valentine's Priscilla actually has 30% DR. Summer Iris has 30% DR, and Sunraku has 15% DR. So we got 75% DR, pretty much. And then Valentine's Priscilla also has that 50% heal, and we have 3 different archgenders that are all going to stack. Awesome. And then we have our crazy DPS over here, Delta, doing tons of damage. And Delta I love because she has a fire res down debuff that stacks. So the whole team is going to be doing more damage. And she has the stacking attack with her ratio passive. She's going to be hitting crazy numbers. Here, I would not put Shishio on this team just because Shishio kind of needs to be behind Kirasame or he will just die. So, but this team's going to be awesome. Plenty of heals from Valentine's Priscilla and plenty of damage from whoever your DPS is, and plenty of archgen and plenty of DR. DR is a massive thing for modern team comps. You need DR or you will just die. Next up is going to be our water teams. So our first team is going to be Hoka, Ultimate Paladin Roy, any physical DPS, Jay, Sanusuke, or Comet Streak Valerie, and then Beta or Shiro. So if you're going to use Beta, she's going to give you extra arts. She's going to be a little bit worse of a tank, but you're getting extra arts. And if you put her to the right, yeah, I think if you put her to the right of your DPS, she's going to give the DPS a damage buff. So make sure you put Beta all the way to the right, and then you put your DPS 1 slot to the left. That's going to be a really, really good team comp. But if you are using Shiro, you don't got to worry about that. And Shiro's just going to be even tankier. So that's amazing. And then our next water comp is going to be Hoka, Fern, Beta, and then either Summer Ilya, Summer Juno, or Rosetta. So I know there's some Awoken units in there, but those Awoken units are low-key sleeper on mono water magic. They are crazy. And Fern is going to be doing crazy deeps. Hoka is Hoka, he's the best unit in the game. And then Beta is going to give us some DR, more archgen. And then depending on who you pick for that last one, Summer Ilya is going to be an insane magic debuffer. Summer Juno is going to be, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure she's water and magic damage buff stacking. So she's really good. And then Rosetta is going to be water and magic res down stacking. I might have gotten those switched up, but I would say I think the best slot in this final spot is going to be Rosetta, just because she offers more archgen for the whole team. and her stacking buff is crazy. So that's what I would run. I would run Hoka, Fern, Beta, and Rosetta if I had this team comp. So that's our water teams. Honestly, that first team is insane. Probably the best team in the game. And then that second team is also busted now because of Fern doing crazy damage. Mono Water is just crazy. Mono Fire is really good too, but Mono Water is like a whole nother level. And then next up we have Earth. So on the Earth team, this one I don't know if I was like if my brain was just lagging or something, but I couldn't really think of that great of an Earth comp. So we have War Hero Fen, Summer Luvia and Rin, Heart, and Summer Leon. So we are missing a lot of DR. We do not have very much. We have War Hero Fen's passive, and we have Summer Luvia and Rin's art. And that's pretty much it. And then we got War Hero Fen just because, you know, he's him. He does everything. Summer Luvia and Rin for damage buffing and probably going to be our DPS. And then Heart to give Archgen and to heal. And then we have Leon over here. She's actually insane on Mono Earth. She's going to give the whole team arts. She's got the crit buff, I think. It's either crit buff or crit debuff. And then her art is a 300% damage increase for Earth allies true art or super art. So that's insane. Like, you pop an art with Leon, and then you do a War God Fen super art, it's pretty much just going to nuke everything. So definitely a lot of damage here. The issue is the DR. The DR is like non-existent. So this team might die, but we do have Heart healing, so just be careful. And then next up, we have the second Earth team is going to be Evil Eye, Yubel, Veldora, and Heart. This one I do think might be a little bit better. You could also just put War God Fen here instead of Yubel, but I put Yubel here just because she's magic, and this is like the Mono Earth magic team. Evil Eye is going to be an Archgener with a damage buff and also 30% DR, so we're already off to a better start than the other Earth team. And then Yubel is just going to be kind of another War God Fen copy. She's just Archgen, crit debuff, big nuke on that super art, and then her art is buffing damage, so that's the different part. She also has that 70 arts up for all Earth allies at the start of the quest, so that's going to help speed things up. And then we have Veldora, who's going to be our DPS. He's like actually insane at damage. And he provides flinch res, and he's giving the whole team damage up, so he's awesome. And his passive is busted. Just, if he ever gets near death, he'll just heal the whole team. So, that's awesome. And he has a defense slot, so you could just use that. Get some more DR. And then we have Heart. Same thing. He's just here to Archgen and buff damage. So, overall, I do think Earth is just missing something. I think Earth is missing, like, an Earth version of Shiro. If we get an Earth version of Shiro, Earth will be set. They'll be completely fine. But right now, there's just no DR on Earth, and it's bad. Like, really the only one I could think of for Earth is, like, Volti LR. But he's a taunt tank, so if the boss has shield killer, which most hard bosses do, you're just cooked. And you can't... Earth just isn't the greatest. But next up, we have Light. So our first Light team, probably either the best or the second best team in the game behind the Mono Water team, is going to be Hiro Saitama, Kenshin, Islid, and Frieren. So we got DR from Hiro Saitama and Kenshin, and we have all these defense slots. Crazy. Because Hiro Saitama has one, he has two at LB7, Kenshin has one, Islid has one, and Frieren has another one if you get her to LB7. So we have tons of defense slots, and like the team's just nuts. Three of them are Archgeners. We got damage buffs, we got res down, we got attack up, and we got Saitama hitting that diabolical super art that will just nuke everything. So this team comp is disgusting. It's probably one of the best in the game. It has so much DR because you have the DR from Hero Sight's True Art, his shield on that. You have DR from Kenshin's passive. You have DR from all of the defense equips. You have 60% stats up from Frieren. Like, this team is disgusting. It does so much damage. It has so much DR. The only problem with this team is there's no heals. So you might have to incorporate a way to heal through, like, maybe defense equips. I know there's Bazette's Apron has like a 1500 heal, but honestly, they shouldn't be taking that much damage anyways, because you should always have 100% DR and they should only ever take 1 damage. So this team's busted. And then the next light team is going to be Islid, SGL, Mako, and either Shuna, Summer Chloe, or Alpha. So the crazy thing about this team is you can actually run like light relics, which is the hardest relics to use because you need 2 5-star heals. And like for the longest time, we would just not get light units with 5-star heals. So at least now we have Shuna, Summer, Chloe, and Alpha who can all do that. So this team is really good. They don't have that much DR, which is problematic, but they have so much heals from Mako and Shuna, or Mako and Summer Chloe. And also when Kill la Kill reruns, she'll be getting buffed and she'll be even better. So amazing. SGL's here for her equip CT. So our defense equip is going to be up 100% of the time, which is probably going to be the light relic, which is really good on light units. And, you know, the team's just busted. It has so much heals, so much damage, not as much damage as the other team, but it still has a considerable amount. Like, Shuna has 150% magic res down. Mako has, I think it's like 120 or 130 arts damage up. SGL has 150% light damage up and 300% magic damage up. And then Islid has 70 or 140% res down, which is crazy. I think that's what it is. It might be 60 or 120, but I think it's 70 or 140. And overall, you're just going to be doing crazy damage. And there's going to be so much arch gen and so much heals that you shouldn't need DR. Like, if you just spam Shuna's art, she's going to heal the whole team no matter what. It's a 50% heal on probably like a 4 to 6 second animation. So the light teams are busted, and now we are on our final teams, the dark teams. All right, so for our first dark team, it's going to be literally any combination of MDD. So MDD is Mono Dark Demon. Literally any team with Mono Dark Demon is going to be good. It's just crazy, especially if you have DK Vox. DK Vox is like a must for Mono Dark Demon. He just makes the whole team so much better. So this is what I would say is like the base Mono Dark Demon. It's going to be Ainz, DK Vox, Diablo, and DL Rim. So it's just tons and tons of damage. And then DK Vox has that stats up, which is going to be crazy. And then, like, they just do crazy damage. They are a little bit arts, like, deficient, which is a problem. But they get enough. They get enough, just enough. But you can swap Ainz for Samurai Demon Lord Rimuru, or pretty soon, Summer Rosetta. You can swap Diablo for Summer Rosetta, Samurai Demon Lord Rimuru, or Momon, and then you can swap DL Rim for Demon Lord Samurai Rimuru, Summer Rosetta, or Albedo if you need a tank. Albedo is crazy on this comp, just because Albedo gives, on her art, a permanent 30% DR. On her true art, I'm pretty sure it's 20% physical DR. And then on her super art, 60% DR. Like, we're up to 110% DR just from her kit. And then she has a defense equip. And Diablo has a defense equip. I think, yeah. Like, it's so much DR, it's disgusting. And it's from one unit. Like, Albedo on Mono Demon is by far the best tank in the game. It's just so tanky, it's disgusting. And her passive, if she gets to low HP, she'll just heal herself and give herself 300 arts, so you can just use her super art or her true art, and boom, the whole team is just, like, unkillable. So for this team, to make it work as best as possible, you're going to want to use DK Vox. and you're going to want to use Dark Relics. Dark Relics will make this team so much better. They'll just be going crazy, doing so much more damage and everything. But literally any combo of MDD is just crazy. And then our next team comp is going to be Gamagori, Shadow, Hajime, and then either Pencilgon, Forte, or DLS Rim. So, we got Gamagori. So if there is Taunt Killer, unfortunately you can't use Gamagori. I'd probably just slot in Albedo. She's still really good. And then Shadow is probably the best dark unit in the game. No, he's definitely the best dark unit in the game. That man is busted, especially on Mono Dark, because his passive, he gives a passive 5 arts a second to the whole team if he has above 80% HP. So you keep him healthy and you just win. It's crazy. Like, if Dark gets better units, Shadow will be so much more busted. It's insane. And then we have Hajime, who's just going to be the best nuker in the game. Crazy damage dealer. He's a bit of an arch-genner with his true art spam. And then, you know, you just hit that super art whenever you need. Whole team just, like, the boss is gone. And then his art can also heal the whole team. And then for that last slot, if you put Pentagon there, you have a Breaker. Cool. Also, she has Dark Res down on her true art and her arch-gen. So that's awesome. And then if you put Forte there, you have, I'm pretty sure it's Dark Res down, and then you have Dark Damage up and Break Power up. So still probably not as much break, but a good amount. You could also swap out Hajime and then put in Forte and Pencilgon and do crazy breaks. And if you slot in DLS Rim, you could have Physical Res down, a giant Super Art nuke, and I'm pretty sure his art is like 150% super art damage buff for the next super art. So use that plus Hajime. Everything's dead, like, instantly. It was already dead with Hajime, but now it's even more dead. So overall, all these teams are busted. I would say the best teams in the game are probably going to be that Mono Water team, and then that Mono Light team, and then the Mono Dark team it's getting there. It's not quite there yet, but it's getting there. It's going to be crazy pretty soon. They add a couple more dark units, and it's busted. The Mono Fire team, there's just so many good units on Mono Fire. None of them are, like, insane units, but so many of them are just really, really good. And if you put them all on one team, it's just a solid team. It's not as crazy as Water or Light, but it's just good. It's just really good. And then the Earth team is just, it's cooked. It's cooked. I'm going to be honest. It's cooked. But yeah, that's it for this video. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, join the Discord if you haven't. It's in my channel description. And post your box in the box review channel, because I want to do a video going over the GS community's boxes and, like, what units they have, how many 4+, 5+ they have, all that stuff. And eventually make a video like the best GS accounts, and then it'll just be the best accounts that were posted in my box review channel on my Discord. So don't forget to do that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. See ya.